When people think about Latin American cuisine, they often think about strong flavors, colorful dishes, and food that brings people together.
And one of the best examples of this tradition are empanadas.
Empanadas are popular across almost all of Latin America. You can find them in Argentina, Chile, Colombia, Mexico, Venezuela, and many other countries.
Even though every country has its own version, the idea is always the same: a warm pastry filled with ingredients that reflect local traditions and history.
The word empanada comes from the Spanish verb empanar, which means to wrap in bread.
But empanadas are more than wrapped dough. They represent family gatherings, celebrations, street food culture, and recipes that are passed down from generation to generation.
For our project, we wanted not only to cook empanadas, but also to understand why they are such an important part of Latin American culture.
Our team included Serena, Hikaers, Tamo, and Jonas, and together we experienced the entire process, from shopping for ingredients to finally sharing the meal together.
And that feeling of sharing food is actually one of the most important parts of Latin American culture.
In many Latin American countries, meals are not rushed. Cooking and eating are social activities where families and friends spend time together, talk, laugh, and celebrate community.
Empanadas themselves actually have a long history. Historians believe the idea originally came from Spain and Portugal.
During colonization, the recipe spread throughout Latin America, where local cultures adapted it using regional ingredients and traditions.
That's why there is no single correct empanada recipe.
In Argentina, empanadas are often baked and filled with beef, olives, eggs, and sometimes raisins.
In Colombia, they are usually made with corn dough and often fried.
Mexican empanadas can be spicy and are commonly served with salsa.
And in Chile, empanadas are essentially important during national celebrations and holidays.
This diversity reflects Latin America itself: many cultures, histories, and traditions connected throughout food.
When we went shopping for the ingredients, we noticed how simple many of them actually were.
And that is another important aspect of Latin American cooking: transforming basic ingredients into something meaningful and flavorful.
Many traditional Latin American dishes were created from ingredients that were affordable and locally available.
Over time, these recipes became cultural traditions shared with families.
And we prepared everything together. The kitchen slowly became more than just a place to cook.
It became a social space: people talking, joking, helping each other, and sharing ideas.
That atmosphere is very common in Latin American households, where cooking is often a collective experience instead of an individual task.
One thing we learned is that food can tell stories about identity and history.
For example, the spices used in empanadas reflect influences from indigenous cultures, European colonization, and migration over centuries.
Even the way empanadas are eaten changes from region to region.
Some people eat them as street food during lunch breaks.
Others prepare them for birthdays, holidays, football games, or family weekends.
In many places, recipes are protected traditions inside families.
Grandparents teach parents, parents teach children, and each generation adds its own touch.
One of the most important things we experienced while making empanadas was the feeling of togetherness.
Nobody was working alone. Everyone contributed something.
Serena helped organize and prepare everything.
Hikaers was mainly responsible for filming the video.
Jonas chopped and mixed the ingredients.
And Tamo made sure we actually followed the recipe and brought energy and humor into the kitchen.
Even though we were making a traditional Latin American recipe far away from Latin America itself, the experience still created the same kind of connection and community that the dish is known for. Making this recipe helped us understand that cooking is not only about preparing food.
It is also about understanding culture, history, and the importance of community.
And through something as simple as an empanada, we were able to experience a small part of Latin American tradition ourselves.
When the empanadas finally came out of the oven, it felt rewarding because we had created something together.
And that is exactly why empanadas remain so popular across Latin America today.
They are not only delicious, they are emotional and cultural symbols.
They represent hospitality, family, tradition, and shared experiences.
In a way, empanadas show how food can connect people across cultures and generations. Thank you for joining us on this journey.
Thanks for watching!